Either we are there or not, ITSPmagazine still gets the best stories. There are plenty of conferences and all sorts of events that spark our curiosity and allow us to start conversations with some of the world's brightest minds. In person or virtually, we sit down with them at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society. Together, we discover what the synergy of these three elements means for the future of humanity. Knowledge is power, now more than ever. CrowdSec, the collaborative and open source cybersecurity solution. Analyze behaviors, respond to attacks, and share signals across the community for free. Let's make the internet safer together. Learn more at crowdsec.net.
EdgeScan offers continuous vulnerability intelligence as a service, accurately identifying vulnerabilities and exposures across the full stack. All threats are verified by cybersecurity experts, providing exploitable risk and remediation guidance, virtually false positive free. Learn more at edgescan.com.
Pantera, the leader in automation security validation, allows organizations to continuously test the integrity of all cybersecurity layers by emulating real-world attacks at scale to pinpoint the exploitable vulnerabilities and prioritize remediation towards business impact. Learn more at www.pantera.io.
1, 2, 3, ABC. I want to hear a song from you, Marco.
A song from me? No, you can't.
It goes a little like TNT.
Oh, and there is a little echo to it. So
I'm gonna try to see if that works.
So you want to do TNT's Dynamite?
TNT.
You don't want
TNT is Dynamite.
If you told me earlier, I would have put the CD on the vinyl. But right now, I'm not going to do that. The TNT means that we have Tim and Tim from EdgeScan that are joining us live from some undisclosed location, but in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah, apologies for that. We had to step outside. It's super, super loud indoors.
Well, it seems to be a pumping event, and the event we're talking about is Black Hat, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Black Hat 2022 is rocket and rolling. That is for sure.
Definitely back after a couple of years of virtual. That's 100% true.
Nice, and I can hear now a little bit of the music in the background, which is cool.
Yeah, are you in a disco or like 70s disco, like Studio 54?
We're close enough that we're definitely part of the party.
Crush it.
Nice.
Go for it. Crush it.
Nice. Well, have fun with that. So Tim and Tim, you're coming from West and Midwest out to Vegas, representing our good friends at EdgeScan. And I'd like to get a view from you just to maybe kick things off, the state of vulnerability management. I think things have changed. There's a lot of buzz around a bunch of whiz-bang technologies out there, but tried and true is vuln management, right? That stuff's not going away. So what's kind of the state of the union, if you will, for the vuln management space?
Yeah, I would say to kick things off, this is Tim Saleck, by the way. I would say, the trends that we're seeing around the conference this year are very similar to the past few years, right? Everybody's trying to get more automated, and with those come the buzzwords like the machine learning and the AI as well. But I'd say, at what cost, right? So you gotta keep in mind that being accurate is important, and we're here to help resolve that, right?
Yeah, that's very.
Oh, go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
Yeah, there's various different buzzwords floating around vulnerability management, but attack surface. What does your external external space look like? What can you do that? Threat and analyzing the threats to combine with vulnerabilities. This stuff has been going on for a while. And I think the biggest thing is, adding more AI, adding more metrics, stuff like that. But to Tim's point, to what effect is all the machine learning and our applications that we're creating to do all this work take the place of having skilled professionals. So that's kind of the question that I throw out there around vulnerability management today. And I've been in this space for an awfully long time, and I've seen it grow, I've seen it evolve, but I haven't seen it improve, except of course, what we're doing at EdgeScan. But I had to throw that in there, otherwise I wouldn't be doing my job.
Well, I think you make an interesting point, and clearly not everybody we're talking to is in the space that you're in or focused on what you're doing at EdgeScan. But the common theme we've heard is the human element, and the tech can't replace the human. The tech may be able to augment and support the human in what they're doing, but you still need that human element to drive the tech, to inform the tech, and then the human ultimately makes the big decisions, right? And I think maybe can you describe how the human element plays a role in what you guys do at EdgeScan? Because it's an important piece.
Yeah, so for us, it's that added depth, right? And it adds the context that an AI or machine learning can't, right? It's how big is this problem, and what is the context of this problem, right? So you automate as best you can until you are starting to sacrifice the accuracy, and that's kind of the EdgeScan approach, right? We'll automate until the point that accuracy is compromised. So the idea is the human can take it a step further and a level deeper, and also be a lot more accurate.
Sorry for the noise in the background, fellas. Yeah, we got.
I feel like I'm on a plane. That's great.
Yeah, we got helicopters.
We like that. We had a couple of conversations straight from the floor at the expo, and trust me, it was nothing. I mean, this is nothing compared to that. So I want to go back there, like when we connected before we were going to go live. You said like there's really a lot of people, and you just mentioned before that we're back to 2-3 years ago before the pandemic. Tell me, both of you, your impression, apart from probably saying good and old friend, but actually being able to interact with the customers. What are the questions you're hearing from them, and is that like a different environment when it comes to the relationship with them, or it's just back to business?
Well, I think that in the customer-facing aspect of it, there's nothing better than face-to-face, whether it's at a convention or an on-site with your client. Or prospective clients. I mean, the conversations can go far and wide when you have, that interface. And from what I've seen, the conversations that you get with the folks coming up, whether they're, a vendor kind of interested in what you're doing or clients looking for solutions for their problems, and you can have a pretty good conversation with them even today. And I don't see the change really from just a few years ago in terms of the interface that we've had. And Tim's got something to add.
Yeah, I think it's obviously refreshing to see people, right? It's different dynamic than just tech and virtual rooms, right? And it's a lot more fun to be back. I would say, in terms of what's changed, it's the customers are getting smarter, right? They know a little bit more about what they want. They have an idea of what that could look like here in their environment or in their organization, and it's not as much an easy transaction anymore. You got a more educated customer on their side, and then you've got evolving products and competition across the board in the space. So.
Yeah, maybe on that point, with Smarter, what is it that they've uncovered in themselves and in their environment that gives them that edge to say, this is where we need to put our focus?
I think that on the vulnerability management side of things, from the customers that have and prospective customers have come up to us at our booth, it's the validation part of it. They're looking for validated. How do you quantify the data and validate it? How do you risk score it? To make it more actionable, because we've been stuck in legacy solutions for years where you needed a team of very experienced security professionals to chew through the noise and the data, and they're actually being smarter. They're looking at how do you risk classify, and they're oftentimes surprised that we have the human element, and which they lack. And it's really hard because most clients that I've seen over the years in my multiple spaces have very small teams, no matter the size of the corporation. They have very small teams. They don't have a lot of time and money to invest, and they really need really accurate tools. So the question that we've seen is accuracy. And when you have that human element in there with those professional pen testers that we have reviewing results, that raises an eyebrow towards your traditional legacy tools.
Absolutely. I think my only add there would be the customer's absolutely looking to get away from that mundane work, right? And how do I correlate all these point tools at different layers to each other, and then prioritize how to go about getting it fixed and getting the most bang for my buck, right? So the turn has been toward a service oriented design, regardless of your vertical, right? VM space or not. Services are starting to become more the norm, and again, just being able to take care of some of that tier one triage, mundane work, provide a very accurate, actionable result is kind of where we live, and that's what we're starting to see more.
Yep.
So you said that the customer are more educated now, and you're not the first one that actually tell us this. It's like people are coming on the floor with a specific idea in mind. Maybe they don't know exactly the product they're going to choose or the service, but they know what they need, which is a good news, I think, for cybersecurity. Let's face it. Instead of being like, yeah, I need something, I just don't know what. So based on that, I'm curious, are there certain specific, I'm not going to say buzzwords, but I'm going to say buzzwords because I love to say buzzwords. So I'm going to say it 3 times. Like, the vibe, like, is it, you mentioned artificial intelligence. We know that's everywhere. Machine learning. What else? And actually, on your opinion, what is in the end marketing, and what is in the end a concrete direction that we're going with this industry?
Well, the marketing side of it's pretty obvious when you walk through the floor space.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, there's quite a bit going on, and if I could see one reoccurring theme, it's espresso machines and baked goods. But in terms of the state of the industry, I think they are following the trends. With AI and automation is a big one, and integration into multiple tool sets, whether it's through APIs or some other partnership type of arrangements with other companies that are on the same floor as they are. Throughout the show, but having companies working remote now for the last couple of years, and now getting back out into the aspect of how things maybe were a few years ago, they realized that they need a more targeted approach, and that the tools that they're using and how they're using them weren't as effective. And I believe that the industry has picked up on that, because if you're listening to your clients, you're picking up on their pain points, and they're looking for solutions. And EdgeScan, we have great solutions. You have the legacy tools that are bringing up their own versions. Some of it's marketing spin, from what I could tell, but there are some definite reoccurring themes here. Around automation, integration, and what's the big one now? I think it's ASM. Nobody really knows what ASM is. There's no really define for ASM. So that's another big one too. We've been seeing not only in our booth, but in others. And Tim, do you have some comments?
Yeah, I think again, like the tools are designed to get more, less humans involved, and more automation. Again, automation is like on every single booth, right? But then at what cost, right? There's still not a tech that's great enough, or a machine learning or an AI that's good enough to replace a human curiosity. So, again, from an accuracy perspective, what are you sacrificing there in the end? Am I missing something, or am I only catching 75%, 80% of the things? Are those 80%? Are they valid results? Right? And we all know the automation's still pretty noisy as well. So, Again, sticking to this adding the human element for the depth and the accuracy.
Yeah, we're really nice to see where this leads over the next year or two, especially within the VM space, where the big legacy companies are going to be out there. What they do, what type of other opportunities like we have at EdgeScan to really look at what's missing. We think we do a pretty good job of what's missing, and we'll take it from there. But the only time will tell, I think, currently, as we get back into the swing of things, doing business as usual, right?
Yep, absolutely. And as we come close to wrapping here for this stream. I'll say we normally, I mean, it's great to see you guys grow. We've been with EdgeScan early days, and they've been with us early days, both growing, and it's great to see the U.S. presence, and congrats to you guys on your role there. There's a little time left for folks to maybe catch some minutes with you at the booth. Can you share where you are in the hall and how they can find you?
Yeah, we're at booth 1384. If you take the expo doors straight in, we're essentially straight toward the back. So you can just head in the doors in the main entrance and take a hard right, and you'll find us.
Yeah, just work around the back side of the event. There's a lot of other booths there too, besides that. And we're on 1384 is the booth number, and we're here until it ends.
Nice, and available
Very
afterwards,
cool.
I'm sure as well. Grab a coffee and a pastry.
Yes,
Follow the music, right? You're just gonna follow the music, and
Yeah, we the music was quieter when we started, and now we're like, was the crowd noise better? I don't know.
no, it's actually
all
really
works
cool.
for
I mean,
us. Yeah.
I love this feeling of, no produce, no studio, just being really sharing with the world and our audience that's listening from everywhere. What's the vibe there? And I want to thank you very much, actually, for bringing this really alive and living environment to our microphones and speakers here.
Yeah, you bet.
Absolutely.
TNT, go blow up the rest of the time there, and
All right.
enjoy the rest, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
TNT.
cheers. Yeah.
Perfect.
Bye.
Take care.
Pantera, the leader in automation security validation, allows organizations to continuously test the integrity of all cybersecurity layers by emulating real-world attacks at scale to pinpoint the exploitable vulnerabilities and prioritize remediation towards business impact. Learn more at www.pantera.io.
EdgeScan offers continuous vulnerability intelligence as a service, accurately identifying vulnerabilities and exposures across the full stack. All threats are verified by cybersecurity experts, providing exploitable risk and remediation guidance, virtually false positive free. Learn more at edgescan.com.
CrowdSec, the collaborative and open source cybersecurity solution. Analyze behaviors, respond to attacks, and share signals across the community for free. Let's make the internet safer together. Learn more at crowdsec.net. We hope you enjoyed this episode of our on-location conversation. If you learned something new and this podcast made you think, then share ITSPmagazine.com with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you represent a company and wish to associate your brand with our conversations, sponsor one or more of our podcast channels. We hope you will come back for more stories and follow us on our journey. You can always find us at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society.